happy souls, how are you all today? Gosh, it is a busy week, so I'm most appreciative that you've stopped over just to spend a little time with me today. Angela here again, and if it's your very first time, a very warm welcome. And of course to everybody who supports me week in and week out, thank you guys so much. But your support and encouragement is so meaningful to me. It really is. Okay, we're going to do a little project on the autumn journal today as promised, and I said that I would run through very quickly how I go about making a tassel, so I have tried to keep it as quick as possible, and we're going to start with that. Now, the first thing you want to do is when you're doing your autumn journal or any journal is decide on the colors that you're going to use for that journal, and choose those ones right there. So I'm using the fabric from my autumn journal as I shared with you, but of course you might be using something else, or you're doing this for a different theme. So I've gathered some trim bits, wool. I've got some Nesso yarn. I've got eyelash trim, but eyelash yarn or eyelash trim, you can use any sorts of fluffy wool that you might have, normal wool that you might have, lace trim, ribbon, absolutely string, anything that you can find. So especially when it comes to gift giving or anything, if you receive anything from anyone in the year and it's decorated with any sorts of trims, or even in this country, we have a lot of ribbon for hanging up your items on hangers. I don't hang everything up, especially tops, so I tend to cut those off. Now that's a very fine ribbon again, and that would be perfect for this. So do have a look around your house and see what it is that you can use. I've even got some pink string here. I've got some eyelash trim, but really it's like wool, so anything that you possibly can find. And I've got sari ribbon here. I've taken the string. You can dye your string if you've got a paler color. This was pink already. I've just tied a vintage key or charm on the bottom there. Go and have a look if you've got an old key. And then on the other side, I've tied a little bee. I'm just going to put those in there. I've put the charms on the string to sort of weigh it down a bit. I've used cream lace. Go and have a look there what you have. Lots of different bits and pieces, ribbons from left over from my project. Lots of little bits and pieces, and I've tried to keep it in the colors, neutral colors, and then colors that form part of that journal. So there we go. What I've done is, it's great for this board I use because the board's 18 inches, so that's double the length of the height of my journal. So go and get some kind of measure, even if it's a piece of card, like cereal box or packaging. Just go and measure off the length you want. Now I want it to be 9 inches when it's finished, so I've doubled that. So this is 18 inches and this board is 18 inches. That's perfect for me. I've just laid out all my pieces here and I've trimmed them to pretty much 18 inches. So I'm moving. I've moved this up and down. All right, so I've laid them all together here and I'm ready to go. Now what you need is two things. I think I shared this with you. I've used Tim Holtz mini book rings. I just want to grab one of these. These are great because they are hinged and you need them to be hinged. I've tried it with one that isn't and I really struggled. So, I've got one of those. And then I'm going to attach it with a little lobster claw. So these I just bought off Amazon. They're not from any particular brand. And I'm going to just take one of those. Like that. Oops, a bit loud. Okay, so you want to, first of all, you want to grab this bit here, and before you do that, have something to tie this tight with. So I'm just using a little bit of that eyelash trim. This is just a piece. It doesn't matter about the length, but this one is 13 inches, but it could be shorter. It's what was there. So I want to find the middle here. So the middle is at 9. All right, and then I want to open up my clip. Probably best to do that before. So open up your clip, find the middle. That is the middle, 9, like that. and you want to put that in the middle. Now if you've got a normal ring, I suppose you could thread them all through, but it might take an age. All right, so you've got that all there, and now just make sure that you have got these sort of centralized like that. Okay, and then you want to grip it like that, so the ring's at the top, and is that one in there? I'm not sure it is, so I'm going to have to just, got one that's going rogue here, so there we go. I've never had that before, but you know, every day's a school day. Right, so we've got all of those pretty much the same length. Now you've got to have octopus hands here, so more than one pair. So grab that at the base, and you need to be pulling that a little bit as well, so it gets a bit awkward. You want to take your little piece here like that, and this is when it's great to have some help. Make a loop there, and pull it so the loop is about a ½ inch below the ring, and then you want to pull that as tight as you can and pull that up at the same time. So I've got my one finger on there, give it another little pull, put your finger down, and then pull that tight, give it 2 knots. All right, now that'll just form part of your tag. Now you can put that to the back if you don't want to see that there. All right, so there you've got all those bits hanging in there, and you can add buttons to this, you can add whatever you want to this. All right, so I love these, I really do, I'm addicted. Okay, so now you've got this ring, and it does move, and it's got a hinge bit there. You can tuck that at the base. I've got it slightly off, and then what you want to do is you want to open this again, and you want to take your claw, and you want to just put that over there. So now I'm just closing that. Right, now I wouldn't put the closed bit over there, because that's going to be where it hangs. All right, and that's how easy it is to make a tassel. And isn't that gorgeous? Lovely, lovely, lovely. I love it. All right, and there you go. Now this bit is when I have bound all my books or my journal, I make a little eyelet at the top. I'm going to grab my wildflower journal, and I'll show you what I mean, and then this bit clips into that. So let me grab that quickly and I'll share that. Okay, so here's my wildflower journal, and on the very broad spine you can see I have got my tassel here. So you just open the lobster claw and you're able to take that off, and that's where I've put the eyelet in. All right, so it's really easy to take off. If you're writing, you can take it off easily, and when you're putting it back and just admiring it, it goes on there. All right, so that's how that works. All right, so I'll put that to the side. Let's put that back. All right, so I've got my cover that I've made using the fabric from my autumn journal fabric. Now, I do have a few of these still left in my shop if you're interested, and this is what I've used to cover my cover. Now I can tell you the cover I've used is a manila folder, the same as the Christmas one. I have used a manila folder. I've just chopped that off the top there. You're looking at 6.5 inches for my side panel. Yours might vary slightly, so check with your signature. I've taken 2.5 inches for the spine and 6.5 inches over here. All right, so I think that's 16.5 centimeters from there to the fold line. Just short, it's about 6 centimeters for the spine and another 16.5. And the length of this is 9 inches, and I think that's about 23 centimeters. But go and put your signature on here and see how it looks. All right, so I took my manila folder, that's the natural fold that it comes with. I then measured from there to get to my 2.5 inches or 6 centimeters, and then I measured 6.5 and 6.5 there. All right, so that's what I've done. I then covered it with the Fabri-Tac glue, put the fabric on just like that. Right, I did cut off a strip which was over, it's about 1 inch, and I'll use this to decorate my journal, either with a tab or something else, so a ruffle or something. So keep those pieces. All right, so that's what I've done there. Now I like to take 2 of these just to secure my make it a nice firm surface to work with, but a book would or a few books would work just as well. All right, now I have taken some, I've got this Liberty fabric. I've just used this as a base like I did on the Christmas one and covered that over, and I've sort of frayed the edges of this fabric here. All right, so that's that. Now this measures just short of 1/4 inch. You don't have to put this down if you don't want to. I'm not going to be covering the rest of the cover because I love it as it is. So it's just the front bit that I wanted to add an actual finish. All right, now I've got my 2 pieces of paper. These are the background pages for the Autumn Whispers journal. So the lovely spring green, and I call it spring green. It's autumn, but and then this lovely burgundy maroony sort of color. And again, I've taken the other half of a lovely doily that I got from Dovecraft long ago. Right, I think actually I could have bought this at the pound shop. I can't even remember. So that's what it was. It's that long ago. And I thought, well, that's perfect. So I'm going to use that. You can use your Sizzix die cuts or any other doily. I do have some that I bought secondhand from somebody. It was one of the first die cuts I ever got. I don't even know what brand they are because they were just loose. Somebody was selling their craft stuff. So, you know, so you could do it in a patterned fabric. You could go and take your bundled sage. You could take a normal white one and just go and stain it. It's almost the same color, or stencil on it, you know. Go and make use of what you have there. Right, so I want to put this one down here. I want to put this one at an angle like this, something like this. I want it to be quite visual at the top here, the green, and a little bit over, I think, like that. So I do a lot of faffing at the beginning, and I wanted to take this piece and just have it peek out. So something like that. All right, so that's what I'm going to do there. And I'm always take the next piece like I did before, just to show you what I'm doing. Now I've got this piece, which is the bicycle, and I love the bicycle in here. It's got little mushrooms and little leaves and all the beautiful colors and the green. So I'm picking up the colors that I have here. I've taken a little tab and I've sewn a button on that one there, and I've taken another one and put an eyelet through with a piece of ribbon. Okay, and then this is the neutral leaf page, and I think this one came from my mini autumn kit and I loved it. So I'm going to house that on there. So what we're going to do is, I want to keep this edge of this line here in line with the straightness of that. So that's what I'm sort of looking at, and we want it to go something like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly glue this, and then I'm going to stitch around this, and then I'll be back with you. Okay, so I have stitched around this. When you come to this bit, or this bit here, to make sure that you don't, you know, the foot's going to go into the button, stop just before, and then manually you go stitch by stitch till you get past that bit. Just guide the foot over the button and you won't have any problems with it. All right, so I did that both sides, and it worked out well. Okay, but of course, guys, you don't have to stitch. I do it for my own aesthetic. It's not a necessity. Glue is going to glue it all together and be absolutely fine. All right, so don't be put off by that. Right, I have now got these bits in place, and this one will then, as I said, go over the top here. And what I want to do is now my usual trick. So I take my glue. I'm happy with everything here. If you've got a big clip, where's my big clip? You can clip it if you've got a clip, but I can promise you, I just like to lift these up one by one, halfway, and I just put glue directly onto the paper, because you know what I have realized is when I take hours painstakingly deciding where I want it to go, and then when I pick it up and I place it down, it doesn't go where I initially intended. So doing it this way, I find helps. All right, so before I let it go, it did move slightly, so I want to just check that I've got it where I want it, and I'm happy with that. Yeah, just get that right. Okay, so that's going to then go onto these two, up to the halfway mark. I don't need that anymore. And then you can pick up the green one now. Again, hold it with your thumb and put some glue on there. So that's my tip for tackling things when you want them in place. It gave me quite a lot of stress doing that, because I'd love putting the design together but hated actually assembling it. But then I worked out, well, why don't you do it section by section, you know? All right, so now again, do the same with the bottom. Do this bit first. And you can always go back and check the corners, you know, once you've done all of this. If you feel, oh, I need a bit there or whatever. Okay, there we go. So I'm happy with that so far. Right, now what we want to do is we want to put on this next section. So the bit that we stitched. So as I said, I want to keep these lines here parallel with these lines here. And I think I'm happy with it to be there. Now, this is where I start doing a lot of faffing, because I do have some other little lace bits I want to put on the bottom. So I've got two pieces of lace that pick up these colors beautifully. If I have that one, I want that one over that one slightly, like that. So I think I'm happy with it there, like that. And just checking if that's exactly how I want it. I think so. All right, so I want to just hold that quickly. And I'm going to, because you're not going to see anything, I'm just drawing a line here. And then I can lift this up and put the glue on. So that's how you go about getting it where you initially intended, and not feeling disappointed when you've stuck it in a place that you thought was the right place. All right, now I've got two leaves here. So these are two of my skeleton leaves that I cut out, and I'm probably going to trim off a bit of the stalk, maybe not, I'll see. I want those just to sort of peek out at the bottom there. And again, I'm just checking how far below I want that. So I want them there. Right, so I'm going to stick these down quickly. Okay, so you can see I've stuck those on there and I'm very happy. Now I've got three pieces of lace. The two I showed you, I'm trying to pick them up, that I'm going to layer, and then this little bit that's going to go just on the top of that. All right, just to finish that edge. Right, so I'm going to put these down here. I'm just thinking, do I want the cream on the base or this? I think I'll do that. Okay, let's just make sure I've got it the right way around. That's the right way. Okay, so we'll start with this one, and that one's going to go down first. So wonder if I should take off one. No, I'm not going to. Right. So this is going to go over here like that. And I'm going to just go for it. So I'm using my fabric tack lined up nicely. Now it doesn't matter if it's a bit wider because we're going to put another layer behind it. So we're going to start off with this one and get that one nicely centralized here. There we go. Right, move that bit down a bit. There we go. My hands always get so full of glue. This is a messy job, isn't it? But you know, you're always happy once it's nicely attached. Now I think with this one I'm going to put the glue. No, come on Angela, come on, let's just get it on here again. Okay, so that's looking great. And then again, just want to make sure it's straight, and then I can give it a nice press. Oops, everything shook. All right, and then this last one here is just to finish it off on the lace side, that is. So I want to just give that a nice bead of glue across the top there. Here we go. And then also this has a right and a wrong side. That's the right side, and then that's going to just finish off this. Right, so we've got everything on that side done. And again, it's good to put a nice a couple of pieces of soft paper and then a book, and then just to leave it to do its thing. Okay, right, now just want to finish up the top here. I've taken a butterfly from one of the pages, the big pages. I fussy cut it out. I've stuck on one of the mother of pearl buttons there, which you know I love using, and I'm going to stick that just over there. All right, so I want to just cut off that thread because it makes it a little bit chunky. And then I'm going to just get some glue on the back of that, like that. And then we'll just move that out the way. I'm going to just put it onto that corner there, like that. Okay, and then I took my little mini sentiment autumn whispers. I've backed it with green leaf pages just to sort of give it a border, and I thought I'd put it over here, just over there, because there's no space and I don't really want to cover the flowers there. I suppose I could put it there. What do you think, guys? But then you've got like a gap behind it. What do you think? Should I put it there or should I put it there? I think it's going to lie flatter over here, so that's why I'm thinking over there. But then I suppose it looks better when it's centralized over here, but it covers that lot. If it's not the right spot, then I apologize, but I don't want it to be bending over there and covering up things. But so it's going over there. I'm not going to think about it anymore. Right, so we'll put it just over here. Hopefully that's straight. Okay, so there's the autumn cover. So we've got, oh, let's leave that in there. There's our autumn cover. There's our autumn gorgeous tassel. Look how lovely that's going to work with that. Beautiful. And there we have it. Very happy with all of that. And you could add whatever you want, buttons, the lot to this. You could do whatever you want with all the bits and pieces that I'm sure you could gather around. All right, everyone, I will be back with one more video for this year. I've got a project that I'm going to put into both of the journals, so I will make that up. It's a nice, quick and easy one. So please look out for that video. Have a lovely day. I hope if you are celebrating any of the holidays, whether it's Hanukkah, Christmas or Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate, or if you just celebrate life itself, you know, take good care of yourselves. You know, I hope that you have the love and joy of a family or friends around you. I am thinking of all of you. I'm sorry I sound like I've got a blocked nose, because I have. I hope that you're not ill, and if you are, I hope that you've got warmth, comfort and good food around you so that you can be entering into 2023 with lovely positive thoughts. All right, everyone, one more video, as I say, so enjoy it and look out for it, and thank you again for all your amazing support. I'm going to go put a book on this now, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.